Yeah, baby, you know what time it is. Now let's get it started.
Are you kidding me? Unreal!
While our HBCUs are mostly known for academic rigor, community, they also know how to turn up.
Does he have it? Yes, he does!
And that might be the knockout punch.
All right, y'all. Greetings and salutations. Another episode of Fangs up here. And as you can hear my voice, got a little bit of that sports voice going on. So we had a little track meet at my school yesterday. So ain't gonna lie, man. This past like 2 minutes has been like, what in the heck is going on? So went downstairs, like, I'm gonna get a drink. Yeah, man. So life happens for all of us. But man, got a little bit of addition and subtraction going on in the highest of Seven Hills, largely because there's just a lot going on. Largely because the athletics is trying to get better. I'm a Tiffany Dawn Sykes fan. I, I'm not even gonna hide that. I'm not gonna lie about it. I'm gonna tell the truth about it. I'm a fan. I want her to succeed, and I'm seeing some of that now. I'm also seeing that in other areas, the season's lining up pretty well. I'm just gonna keep it there. We got baseball, softball, bowling, basketball. I'm gonna talk about, I believe his name is Brian, but it might be Brian Hagens. And then I'm gonna finish up by touching on the football program right quick and right fast. But first, big shout out to HBCU Digital Network. This is home. Man, they have been a great partner and whatnot. Also, big shout out to Herb Seward and the Black Techies. Basketball season may be over or approaching its end, but you are able to still get some great insight from a basketball aficionado in Herb. So first, FAMU baseball, and we are coming off a massive loss to Troy. We got spanked 10-0. And honestly, I mean, it's not worth beating the dead horse. We don't fare well against non-HBCUs. Kind of is what it is. Like, you would like to do better, but we just don't. I mean, it kind of is there. Not sure how long I'm going to bemoan that, but it's not going to be long. We just don't do well against them. But hopefully we can bounce back against Alabama A&M. 3-day series at More Kittles Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And y'all, this is a chance to get back to 500 ball. Told y'all, that's my thing. When it comes to FAMU Olympic sports, 500. Football, 500 anything. I'm not even gonna lie. I like Coach Simmons too. Like, that's my guy. But 500 ball in football doesn't resonate the same as 500 ball in baseball, and honestly, in college basketball either. But you're able to see, like, it's a thing. So we're gonna kind of keep it there, and hopefully we can. I'm not gonna say we need a sweep, but we need to do well. Just because, let's kind of like give a little something. FAMU baseball is ranked number 1 in the division right now. I don't know how many of us have seen that. It's way too early to celebrate, but we're in first place right now. That's a thing. That's a solid thing too. It's pretty good, and you're not in a bad baseball conference. Like, unlike really a lot of some of the other sports, spike baseball is actually pretty decent. Like, you routinely get one, sometimes 2 teams out of there to go and actually make a decent run. I mean, we've seen Southern go and give LSU a fight. I mean, we've seen that as a fan base. I don't know if FAMU would give an LSU a fight, just because I don't know how we would approach pitching. But I think we put on a decent show against a lot of teams in the state. I'm gonna let the cat out the bag. This could be the year that if and that's a big if, Florida State hosts a regional, that you can see FAMU and FSU. I'm just gonna put that out there. Got no inside sources, but I'm just looking at the landscape of what baseball is. Look at what Florida State has been this season. They've lost to UF and UCF, and UCF baseball is not bad. They kicked our butts last year, and that's not a carrot in their stick, but they are beating the other top teams in the state. UCF is coming on as a program. I told y'all before about that school. Y'all better watch some boys on the other side of Orlando. They're building something. And you can start to see where they've caught schools like Florida State. Like, they swept Florida State here in Orlando, swept them. Just saying that's a program you're gonna want to keep your eye on. And because of that, you're gonna want to keep your eye on likes of Florida State, because they do host a regional. That's very likely. Y'all know how the NCAA feels about trying to keep teams somewhat close to home these days. Yo, that's a decent little ride, and it would be a great experience, especially probably kind of awkward, because that would be Coach Shoop's first time going against his former employer. So I'm just gonna put it out there. I don't know if anybody else has thought about it this early in the game, but I have. And it's just because I do like baseball. I'm a baseball fan. I'm not fanatical, but I like the sport. And I enjoy it. I enjoy going to the games. I'm just gonna say it out loud though. Don't be surprised. Now we got some losses coming here. FAMU bowling. Our bowling coach is leaving. Karen Brown's been there 11 years. If honestly, the past couple years, FAMU bowling got better last year. Like the previous season, our first season in SWAC wasn't great. This past season, yo, we're pretty good. Like FAMU bowling is decent. This is what I'm asking for. We're not at 500, and I'm scrolling through the schedule, so that's why you get a little bit of that beep, that little delay. But we're actually decent, y'all. Like it's pretty nice. It's we're going to the NCAT, North Carolina A&T, Stallings Invitational, and right now, look, oh, I'm sorry, SWAC championships. Excuse me, SWAC championships tomorrow. I'm just saying, got a chance. Now, Southern is your bugaboo. Our rivals, our real rivals, the Southern Jaguars. They're good. I don't know how many of y'all watched that the other day. And again, retraction of that NCAT thing. That's old. But the SWAC championship is happening tomorrow. I'm just saying, y'all, we're not at 500, but you're competitive. For a team that in the previous season wasn't as competitive and started out the season a little rough, yeah, we done rolled over, and we looking a lot better. This is a better team, and the results show it. And you got a couple anchor players that are really, they're like that. They're solid, and that's what I want as a fan. I want 500 and above, but I want competition. I want to be the best. I want to, as my late brother Kofi would say, I want to do more with more. I think we are approaching that. And this is, I'm not going to say it's an important hire, because in the grand scheme of things, bowling's not a revenue producing sport, but it's a great chance for you to make a impactful hire. And I believe this would be Tiffany Dawn Sykes' first hire as the athletic director, coaching wise, not as far as staff and whatnot, but as far as pure coaches, sorry, this would be the person. I mean, unless, she's going to take a day off, come back, whatever. This is likely to be her first person that she brings in. And they're replacing a pretty decent coach. Like FAMU bowling, we've been all right. And I mean, let's just call a spade a spade. Sometimes she's just kind of pulled some girls off campus and been like, "Yep, I think you can bowl," and has been a heck of a coach with them. Like she recruits pretty decently, but at the same point, she's done a decent job with that product. So I'm gonna leave that there. But now we also have softball. So softball team. Ooh, getting Swift Cookman and having to sit on that for a week. Man, I'm just glad I didn't run into no Cookmanites that knew about it. Because they would have been talking trash. But next we have Alabama State, 1-2 in the SWAC in our division. At least when I checked the SWAC website about 15, 20 minutes ago. If it's wrong, it's not my fault. But this is another one. It's away. And Alabama State has pretty good facilities. This is important for the ladies. They need this win because we're in conference play. And as I stated, this is where you can really beef up that record. And part of beefing up that record is for recruiting. I can sell you a winning product. You got above 500 ball, I can recruit you. Even with those facilities. And they're not terrible. Like FAMU softball complex and FAMU baseball complex, it's a little different. Not a huge difference. Just a little bit. The atmosphere, the vibe is just a little different. Part of it is the turf field. Part of it is the batting cages and where they are and just the ambiance of it. But FAMU softball, we got a chance, and we have to take advantage of it. We definitely need that because this is a decent program. Like it's got a little bit of a history. It's got a little bit of cachet. Like FAMU left the MEAC as one of the dominant teams in that conference. You only had two. It was us and Cookman pretty much. I mean, every once in a while you get A&T, but other than that, all the other teams in that conference have pretty much dropped baseball and at times softball. So it's a chance. Is it do something noise? All right, now we have a new addition, and that is Mr. Higgins, senior AD for external relations. He comes from the CIAA. So, and I'm just gonna let this one go here. I was trying to have like the investing champion stuff up. It's slowing the computer down. So, but man, Higgins is coming there with a pretty decent record. Like just keeping a buck with you. He's coming from the CIAA. If you're not familiar, Central Intercollegiate Athletic Association and HBCU conference. But he was the associate commissioner for championship and brand management. And one of the big things he was over was arena operations, meaning he was managing facilities. It's one of the nice ways you can just put that. And honestly, we could use that. I think we could definitely use a person to manage Bragg, to manage the Lawson Center. I mean, we heard the question, whose job is it to manage this place? Why are there lights out at the basketball facility? You might have your answer. And I think he's also going to help with selling the product. Like you're able to see this guy has a marketing background, working. One website, the CIAA website, says he's finished his degree from Liberty. The FAMU website, he says he's still working on it, but he's got an opportunity and he's got a chance to really make something of this. This is an opportunity to have a launch pad experience where you start off at FAMU and you grow from there and you go from there and you do something greater. And this is something we ask for our university to be. We ask for FAMU to be a launch pad because it's nice. It's very cute to say, oh yeah, I want you to work at FAMU for the next 50 years, and then you retire, and the next person comes in. That's not actuality. I really want somebody to stay at FAMU about 5-10 years, groom the next person, do a great job, and leave. Get a higher paying job. And then the person that they groomed takes over. Or some outside person that has a knowledge of how this is supposed to be done comes in and does a great job. And just I could be honest about it, or I could not. And I'd rather tell you the truth. Hopefully he comes here and he learns what he needs to learn. He does well here, and he goes on to greener pastures. That's what you want. At least me. Like, I want that from FAMU, but I also want a development and enhancement of our facilities. I mean, I'm just being honest. The Lawson Center is not terrible, but we can use some additional lighting in there. Just because when Josh and the crew are in there taking pictures, man, if it was a little bit brighter, those pictures would pop. That helps with recruiting. Continue to use the facility for rental opportunities. I don't know how many of y'all saw it. We just had a cheer competition at the Lawson Center about a week ago. We've had robotics and STEM competitions at the Law Center. Like at the Lawson Center, we need that to continue. We need that to happen because that is doing more with more. That is that. And after we get that done and we continue to make Lawson a place that is making money even outside of basketball season and outside of the homecoming concert and whatnot, hey, go down to that baseball field and fix that. Like, we need new bleachers. We need a decent grandstand, ticketing office, concession area, and not a bunch of hand-me-down stuff. Not some hand-me-down stuff from Florida State or whatever. And that's not speaking ill of them. Y'all know I don't speak bad on Florida State like that. I'm an FSU fan. I graduated from FAMU, but it's still a little piece of me, got a little love for the nose. But you got to get in the habit of doing more with what you have and continuing to build what you have, because we're starting to see how the game changes. Florida State's got 2 NIL groups. You got the Rising Spear, and you got the like, I'm just saying, like, they have 2 NIL collectives and they're working. You can see in 1 year the difference. So it's a thing, and it's something that really you have to dedicate facilities, because honestly, the closest thing we have to that would be like the 2020 club. FAMU's had boosters before. Like, the FAMU Booster Club was essentially very close to what an NIL would be. We don't have it anymore, not as far as like not a functioning organization. But at the same point, you need somebody that can come in there and manage this and improve it. Okay, yeah. If the parking lot does get redone, we need that. It needs to be improved. Not as bad as we probably need a new baseball field, but at the same point, football season's first. You just dropped out that the new program with the season ticket packages. You got multiple levels here. Like, they're saying, hey, go and jump in. If you get it before April 15th, you get a discount. Like, come on, jump on this. My parents already did. My dad's like, yep, getting our season tickets this year. I'm like, right. That's what's up. Like, that's what you need. And he said, hey, let's get in early, get us a parking spot. Because again, they ain't trying to park in that garage. Especially when there's no shuttle to the stadium. Hopefully that's something that changes. But you're starting to see where the Investing in Champions program, it was started a few years ago, and it's reaping dividends. Look at the FAMU football program. Look at it when Willie Simmons got there, and look at it now. It's a big improvement. Uh, I was fortunate enough to be on a call or be on a show earlier, and Coach Simmons was saying, "Yo," I asked a question like, "Who's the guy this year?" He's like, "We got a lot of them." Some of a lot of them. And I'm like, "Okay, Coach. All right." I mean, some of that's coach speak, but I'll give Willie Simmons his credit. Willie Simmons has been honest enough with me when I've asked questions that I can take that and say, okay, you're not just trying to give me a quick answer. Some of that is, but a lot of that is not. We look good, and some of it is the eye test. When I look, FAMU athletes look different. FAMU athletes did not look like this 10 years ago. Heck, 20 years ago, they weren't like this. I mean, they weren't this cut. Some of them may have been this fast, but we didn't have that many of them. Like FAMU's got some dudes out there. Like I mean, when we play USF, you still gonna have your mismatches, but you gonna go over there, look at that bowler boy, and be like, yeah, he's kind of decent. Okay. Now you run the ball, you might see Isaiah Mays. You're gonna be like, okay, he's okay, like size linebacker, good player though. Like you can look at General Hunt and be like, he ain't the tallest, but he raised some cane. You're gonna look at, you're gonna see like Musa's got prototypical quarterback size. All we gotta do is protect him. Like I'm just saying, this football program can benefit and the athletics as a whole from people like Hagens coming in here and doing this right. And hopefully, as a fan base, yeah, I know it's not your full favorite teams that you want to see, but don't forget with the Investing in Champions program, it does offer you tickets to the game in Miami. So maybe you might not be going, but if your cousin or your children or your friends are, hey, y'all work out a deal, they give you the tickets for the Lolo. Hey, they pay for part of your season tickets. That covers their trip to Miami. I'm just saying, like, just throwing it out there. Like, we have to continue to be inventive and creative about how we approach this. Because what we're seeing is people aren't staying around to be losers. Like that's really where it is. Look at the basketball program. You got two players transferring out because they're losing. I mean, your top scorer on the girls team, I'm out. Now we did just get a transfer in. We did. They announced we got a young lady in. She's averaging like 16 points a game. She's coming in. Yeah. We need like 3 or 4 of them though. Like we lost a really productive scorer. And I don't know how many of ours are staying, but we need as many as possible. On the men's side, you're losing a dude that logged a lot of minutes. At the same point, you got to bring in some dudes who can score. Like that was our number one problem. And the difference between FAMU football and FAMU basketball isn't just the numbers and all that other stuff. Let's just put it down to the the dumbest level we can put it at. It's scoring. FAMU football normally scores. It's a very watchable product. FAMU basketball doesn't score. It's not a watchable product. Now the defense is solid now. Don't get me wrong. Don't sleep on Smitty Rock over there. So look, y'all say what you want to about him. And he get on my nerves sometimes. I ain't gonna lie. I get aggravated with him in that blessed zone defense. But guess what he is doing with that zone defense? He ain't losing a lot of games. I mean, that's you can say what you want to about it, but he's not over here getting blown out all the time. I mean, Jackson State fans, I don't want to hear nothing you got to say right now. You got that. You got that. But as far as like everybody else, man, I almost said something mean. Don't talk. There's nothing to be said. Like, now, in the words of John B, don't say what you won't do. because we might lose some of these games. But as of right now, only one team in the SWAC is even say FAMU's name. And you can say it with your chest. That's okay. But the rest of y'all, you better not sneeze FAMU. Because look, we've been smacking that butt almost. Oh, yeah. It got good to me. I ain't gonna lie to you. I almost went drumline with y'all. when the bus driver's in the car. Yeah, Morris Brown been smacking that up, smacking that. Yeah. I was about to go there with you. But we right now ain't nothing you can say about FAMU unless you're Jackson State. Because some of y'all we've been wearing out. Like some of y'all we done wore y'all out like a cheap pair of shoes. I'm just saying. We've been working y'all like a part-time job. Like I'm just saying. Like it's not going down. I don't want to hear it. So it's going to be interesting to see though what changes and augmentations that we see. But then going forward, if we can take this to the next level, what can we do to get our own version of what they got going on across the street? I'm going to leave y'all with this. One of y'all cousins knows somebody from Florida State that's connected with that. We need that. We don't need it on that scale because we can't do it at that scale. But what we do need is somebody to even potentially come to the 2020 club and say, hey, this is what Rising Spear is doing. Oh, snap. Okay. Like this is what NIL looks like. This is what we've done in a few months. Okay. And share it. You give us the blueprint and we'll try to follow it. And I think that's the way. Because a lot of us think of NIL as these large, we got a Moses complex. Some person's going to come down here and save all us from our trials and tribulations, and they're going to carry us across the Red Sea of despair and debt and whatever else. Not realizing a lot of us are wandering around in this desert and we've been wandering around here for 40, 50 years complaining about the bread that's falling to us, but we don't want to come back and donate. Whereas if we had a small NIL collective, $5, $10, you donate, we'll make it. And that's what they're doing. They're saying any level of contribution is working. That's what we have to do. Because you're seeing the fruits on the cross. They work. It's across the track. It's working. It's not even like I got to tell you to come to Orlando. You go across the street. You see what it looks like when you have a concerted, focused effort and you have people that are like, we want to do this. Even the splinter groups. You got 2 different groups over there that are doing it. The Battles In is the other group. It was on the tip of my head. My bad, Ingram Smith from the Nolecast. I don't even know if you watch very often, but I know you've given me a shout out before. But Ingram Smith, check them out. Him and Bud Elliott. That's my favorite FSU podcast. Like I ain't gonna lie. But check them out. The Battles In and the Rising Spear, they are doing numbers. And they've helped change that program. Just saying, like, go look at what they have going on where they're going to Ireland. See how that deal worked out. There's nothing wrong with, hey, you share with me what's working. Because otherwise, we're not going to be able to add and subtract the way we need to on the hill. And I think we can do that. I think we can do better. So that being stated, y'all, big shout out to HBCU Digital Network. This is home. We're going to do a little Saturday recruiting blitz. So Sunday, sorry, I said Saturday. Sunday recruiting blitz. I'm already thinking about the next moves. So Sunday recruiting blitz. We're going to talk about some of these kids that are going to be here. Potentially this orange or green game. Maybe see if we can, get the film thing working right. So if you have been offered by Florida A&M University, make sure your huddle is out there. Also, share. Hit up FQ FAMU Twitter page, Fangs Up Twitter page. Say, hey, I'm gonna be there. Here's my video. Okay, I'll play some of them. I ain't gonna play all of them because there's a bunch of y'all gonna be there. But y'all share your information. We're gonna go over and talk about some of those recruits that are gonna be there and what this means for FAMU. I mean, again, some small additions and fixes to that facility make it look like a completely different football program. So just saying, minor investments are causing major moves. So again, big excitement for that. Hopefully, on Saturday, I will not be going to Jacksonville. I was going, but I'm actually going to Tallahassee next week. Also, I got to finish up some other things. So make sure that I'm on track. I will likely be at the services. So, but that being stated, big shout out HBCU Digital Network. This is home. Her Seward, the Black Techies. Check them out. Ask them questions, man. They are very knowledgeable about the newest information when it comes to technology. And also, they get y'all ready for these new video game consoles. Now, some of y'all done heard about this new NCAA football game coming out. Look, I ain't gonna lie. That's the only reason I ain't bought no new consoles. I'm waiting. I was looking to see if I could find it. I still play my Xbox 360. I got the Xbox One downstairs, and my daughter already laid claim to the Xbox One because she know the 360 ain't going nowhere. That's mine. But all that being stated, man, always thank y'all for listening. Look forward to seeing y'all out there in these here streets. And as always,
Yeah, baby, you know what time it is. Now let's get it started.